not read like the D&D.
Oh,
Right.
gosh.
no.
Yes.
I do not consent to this.
Yeah,
I
this is
support this
that was a
100%.
joke.
I
Too bad.
appreciate
No,
that your name I read as a laughy mill, basically Baltimore, because I don't feel like reading the actual thing.
I still think
I literally
vaguely
went to like a
for-
random like elven name generator and like they have like the meanings and like suffixes and prefixes and I just crammed something together that fit the character and I'm like, you know what? Fuck it, I'm gonna have a ridiculous name because I'm an elf.
What's funny is my name's also Elvish, and I did the same thing.
All
The
right.
name of a god from Warhammer. I'll
But yeah.
talk with you.
But no, I literally like I'm aware and I understand a little bit about them, but I've never read any of the fucking books and shit. So
I actually have one of them over here.
Before we get into this, I'm just gonna grab a drink real quick.
You're not
Right
allowed.
back.
Hey, you're not allowed.
Get back here.
you
I have
know,
no power.
And while
As a
he's
smoker-
gone, you guys can all start combat and start attacks against this character.
no, seriously though, just a minor note. I really do enjoy that on my tobacco products as a smoker. Like, I got like this big 8-ounce tin of fucking pipe tobacco, and right on the bottom it's like in huge fucking letters, warning, this product contains nicotine. Nicotine is an addictive chemical. No shit.
You know, we were
like
almost
half the fucking-
out of nicotine for like the new generation, then suddenly everybody wanted to put it in USB sticks.
Literally fucking USB sticks.
Just double checking. When people say that, they don't mean actual USB sticks, right?
A lot of
I
them
mean
have
the
USB
jewels.
sticks.
Yeah, the jewels and that kind of shit, yeah.
They look like people are smoking USB sticks.
Yeah. I
Some
suppose.
drives.
On a minor note, can we like kill something and get some gold? Because being unarmored with an AC of 11 as a cleric kind of sucks.
Oh, you didn't get
Don't
my
start with
starting
I
thing,
didn't-
did you?
No, I
Hold
got
on.
nothing.
I
Let
think
me
you're
load up my
fine.
player's guide. I've got a list of what you start with as a new player.
Oh,
Josh
okay,
has
I
got
just
like
took,
an
starting
AC of
at-
8. You'll be fine.
Yeah, jeez.
She's also a barbarian and likes to take penetrating attacks.
Granted, I'm kind of figuring backline fighter, but still AC 11, and I don't have mage armor even.
Look, you're really close to my AC of 22. You're like
So you're starting at
22
level
adjacent.
8, correct, Dave? Or did I start you at
No,
5?
you started
5.
at 5.
There's a
Alright,
reason
so at
why-
level 5 you start out with 750 gold points, and you start out with 14
Gold
days of downtime to do whatever you need to do.
Oh,
points.
cool.
Yes,
Gold,
gold
points.
points.
Yes.
That's what GP
So
stands
can
for,
I
right?
just-
Not pieces.
No, it's Dan.
Can I just spend it on like equipment, like at the
I
for
think that's
now,
what he's
and
saying.
just assume that
Yeah,
I?
so you go ahead and add 750 and spend it on
Okay.
whatever you need
I
to.
think he was implying also if you want like magical items or something like that, those 14 days.
Well,
you
I
use to-
don't.
Yeah, you have 14 days of downtime that you would have been able to use before showing up for the adventure.
Okay, I mean that'd be fine, except I don't know what the magic item costs really are.
Oh
my God, Kane, yes.
specifically, if you're looking for something specific, message me and ask me about it later.
Okay.
I do have a shop that I generated for you guys before we left last time,
Yeah,
Yeah.
I know. and
That,
I know.
with ridiculous prices. That was the most expensive shop in the area.
I will
Yeah.
tell you, that was not my idea. The wine was 100% something that Nathan did with Maximilian and a different thing. He bought a bag of holding and filled it with wine.
Yes.
Why not just get a goddamn everlasting cup?
Because that's
Oh,
stupid, you need the bottle.
One more minor note.
Oh, it's
on
not
my
about
character.
the bottle. You need different flavors. You can't drink the same wine forever.
What
Oh,
kind of
that's-
peasant do you
that's why
take
you buy
Maximilian for?
No, really. One very minor note on my character. Given like I have 2 different spellcasting things, can I just use a holy symbol as my quote-unquote arcane focus for my one class, which
Yeah.
people probably can figure out really fast?
It's your cultist robes, right?
Yeah, sure.
He's multi-classed into cultist.
Yeah. I actually
He actually has a very special mask in his bag. If you guys
Oh.
find you alright. No, I'm just kidding.
I do. I actually carry the one around.
Still have that? my God.
It's got streaks of cultist blood all over it now.
Oh yeah, no, you have to keep that.
Don't you
surprised
also
you
have
like-
like a bag of rotted peanuts or something?
They're walnuts, and in
I-
the bag has really old coins from, if anyone would ever identify them, probably
I'm a
something to
little
do with me.
upset with you that you still have that mask and you didn't take the chance to take the scalp with the hair on it that you had and attach it to the mask.
But I'm not that dark. I was really feeling like I was pushing it with the whole scalping to that. But it just felt so right.
But like a headdress, man.
Oh,
No.
I definitely. Oh god. I'm gonna have to talk to you, Misery, about some of this shit, like the armor gleaning, because I kind of feel like my elf boy needs to never be able to get dirty.
Guys, I never picked a common magic item. This is something that needed to be fixed.
I didn't either.
Yeah, I forgot about this forever.
I chose not to.
There's 100% a thing. I'm sure.
I got the spell book because it's OP as hell.
Johnny has like several of the hats. I also need to add in all my bullshit magic items in here.
Yeah,
Johnny
I might.
never got to use it.
Never got to use what?
His
Your hat,
hat
'cause
of
it got
glowy
taken.
eyes because Rhaegar has it.
No,
Yeah.
I think I
But you
used
do
it.
have like another.
hold
didn't
up.
I
He
give it
has the
back?
sparkly pink hat. I have
Okay,
the hat
that's
with the
right.
glowing eyes. I kept that one.
The pink hat also makes you have glowy pink eyes, just so you know. It's also another magical hat that he bought.
I should totally, as my magic elf boy, take the perfume of bewitching, because I feel like perfume's an elfy boy thing.
You mean elf? Elf is general or gender 1. They're all girls.
Still need to find the war horn of invisibility.
How much are like the common magic items? Because there might be a couple I pick.
Guys,
Depends on the magic item, but typically under 150 gold.
Okay.
Like, most of them would be about 50, some of them 100. The very actual beneficial ones will cost you 150.
Basically, just make a list in this reel, probably.
Okay, yeah, I won't. I'll talk to you later about like specifics or something. But I'm just kind of like, oh, huh.
There is a very excellent shop that Reen and now Rhaegar knows of in this city that deals with garments and
Yes.
enchantments on garments.
I have a mithril ghee being made.
Did they have business cards or something?
It was
No, just word of mouth.
Okay.
I think the only thing I know I really want to take is because I'm gonna buy a breastplate so I
My
have armor.
internet keeps
I'm gonna get
disconnecting.
the
No!
armor gleaming on that breastplate.
look,
Okay.
Dave, you're disappointing me. We're not taking the mystery key.
I mean, I could,
Yeah.
but I don't really care.
I'm taking the mystery key because I never got a magic item, and I mean, I have to. If nobody else took the mystery key, I mean, the mystery key could be anything. It could be another mystery key.
How much does the gleaming add to the breastplate? Roughly?
I
Value?
know your breastplate.
Yeah, because I'm buying it.
If you want to substitute it for your common magical item, I'll let you spend your
Okay.
500 gold on it.
It is
500.
literally a common magical item.
I know.
Cool. Well, the breastplate itself is 400, so hey.
Yeah.
What's that? Yeah. Cool. That's basically the only thing I really needed is some sort of fucking armor because, squishy cleric boy.
Wait, you don't start with armor?
Not the way I built the character.
Okay, you
I
actually rolled
took
for your gold.
basically just starting equipment, and that's it.
I thought starting equipment, when you had the option to get the armor, you got the
You
armor.
typically do, yeah.
Yeah, I could, but I didn't.
But he
take
probably
cleric.
started as a fucking wizard or something.
Doesn't understand. Is
Yeah.
different things going on.
Yeah.
It's all metagamey. Anyway,
Okay, sorry.
you guys are eventually greeted by Drost. He comes in to this little chambers. And you see it looks like a training room, basically. He walks in and closes the door behind him. He goes, well, sorry it took so long. I'm here now. We have a few minutes before I meet with the other 5. We are going to attempt to start dealing with some of these outside forces and perhaps ensure that their influence does not spread its way to Waterdeep. I intend on meeting with the mayor, or the local lord here, and see if he is willing to assist in reclaiming some of the lands and chaos that's been happening to our Red Larch and Ironford towns up north.
Hold on, man. Oh, wait, hold on. Are we in a meeting, or did he come into this room with us?
He came into the room with you.
Okay, so I'm not there.
There's no need to reclaim Red Larch. It's
Actually,
under protection.
Dave, you are there. He'll kind of like pull you. He's kind of having you tag along behind him at the moment.
Yeah, Red Larch is secure. It's just people who are protecting it are going to want payment.
Yeah. And you do need, I mean, you should send people. It's just, you know.
They should be relieved as soon as possible.
Right. It's getting more expensive by the day.
I'm afraid I don't quite understand the exact specifics of the circumstances, I must confess.
These are my friends that I have made in my journeys through Red Larch. They stopped me from following a path that would have led me into a dark place. And we did manage to quell some of the more evil beings in the area. Unfortunately, I do not believe our power alone was going to be able to tip the balance with some of the darker forces. Just amongst my trip there was a very large organization attempting to summon some sort of
Give me one
creature.
second.
They were, yep.
Sorry.
I'll be right back.
Oh, are we taking a quick break?
We can take a quick break if everybody's gonna start running around.
Okay, cool. Sorry, I just got interrupted out of game.
No problem.
Oh, yeah. I'll be right back as well, then.
Probably doesn't matter, but I'm also leaving for a short while.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
you do that.
You can always wander in anytime Johnny decides he's gonna show up, or you can continue to just like poke around and
I'm good.
visit the mushroom dealer.
Heck yeah. I mean,
I'll be right
Mushrooms.
back. I need a drink.
May make you grow larger and throw fireballs at people, but those are the only special Mario mushrooms, where you actually only think that you can do it.
Yes. I don't know what we're talking about. I'll be right back.
Okie dokie.
I'm back.
Yes.
But you aren't black.
Well, now I am. I've changed my color.
Well, if you do that, then I'm going to have to specifically aim for your character every time I make a monster.
I mean, weren't you gonna do that anyway?
Yes, but now I'd have a reason. And that reason would be racism.
That sounds like weakness to me. You need a reason to target somebody.
Reason to throw watermelons at you.
Are you fucking Gallagher?
Maybe.
And I'm the hammer.
What if they're sentient watermelons? They're gonna eat you
All the-
before you can eat them.
I'm back.
Welcome back. I'm just looking for Googling mushroom vendor on Google just so I can get flagged.
Are you implying you're not already flagged?
You know,
That seems quite presumptuous of you, sir.
if I get banned on Smite, that'll be like me being banned almost on every MMO I've ever played.
Seems worthy.
I think I'm... No, actually no. My like third voice mute is probably over a mile by now.
Oh god.
What are you getting voice muted for?
You know.
He has bad macros.
Get old screaming things and, well, we only see weird letters, but the Horde sees other things that bypasses the filter.
What?
You can find like generators for like whenever you're running around killing Horde, you can type in like random letters and numbers and it'll say something in the Horde language.
Yeah.
And it bypasses all the filters and stuff. So I'll run around like Ogrimmar or something. Like I'll stab somebody, scream something, disappear, and stab another person. And then they all report me and I get voice muted.
You're trying to tell me that you're shouting slightly racist things to them.
To be honest, I have a bunch of old macros. I don't even remember what they say. All I know is I keep getting voice muted for spamming them.
Sorry, he had a Death Knight named AIDS Fairy. He had to rename it, not because AIDS got flagged, but because the word fairy was in it.
Yep.
Dark.
That was my very first character.
I don't see a problem.
It's also my oldest character. I still have it. It's under a different name. It is now a very slutty warrior by like the name of Thought Slayer or something.
Wonderful.
Wait, how is it a warrior?
It was always a warrior. I didn't make my Death Knight until later. That was the very first character I played. I leveled that up to 55 to make a Death Knight.
That's right.
That's right, you did have to level up to goddamn... Blizzard.
It's a good thing that they're firing everybody now.
Are they really?
They laid off like 30%. Well, it was Activision Blizzard that laid off like 30% of their workforce.
See, Activision has taken over Blizzard, and they're going to reduce them to a pile of cinders because it's Activision.
Yeah.
That's what they do.
Yeah, Blizzard has gone down the shitter. Any Blizzard game is no longer worth playing.
Dang.
But you can still pay for, hundreds of dollars for a internet card game and not have nearly enough stuff to actually make a deck.
I know.
You're talking about Magic Arena?
I spent all my money on Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links the other day. I had like a cube like 6,000 gems. I spent it all and I still didn't get the single card I wanted.
Yeah, that's how packs work.
Frustrating.
But I did get a bunch of really cool red ice cards.
Bread
I think-
ice?
Red ice.
Okay. Oh, wait, hold on. Misery, we need to link with the thing that's the other day to you.
Sorry,
No
that
problem.
was kind
I'm
of
gonna
dumb.
find it.
Alright, I'll be right back.
Fuck.
If they actually make an online trading card game where you can trade cards, they might actually have one that's functional.
You have to watch the whole thing, by the way. It gets better. God.
Oh God.
What the fuck?
That is not, yeah, there is no way.
It's our new Arnold Schwarzenegger.
I'd watch that.
Schwarzenegger.
What the fuck?
Like you say, I'd watch that.
Yarg.
Hasta la vista, baby.
I'll be back.
I'll be back.
Thumbs
So,
up sign into the lava.
Serious question. What the fuck would I just watch?
Oh, we don't know.
Yu-Gi-Oh!
Autism.
I'm glad that the dub voices in America can be so, like, amazing sometimes.
Troll Skull Alley. Got it. Anyway. Right.
So why is there a bonfire?
Wait, there's a bonfire?
Yes, in the middle of the
Oh.
church.
Oh,
There's...
shit. Kane's doing shit again.
Wait a minute. Oh, no, there's more.
Oh, now.
I won't link it. I'm gonna derail it. Oh my god, this is fucking great.
Hey, I'm not linking the Muggle Oswitch. We'll get back to the game.
I've done it. Never mind. I've done it. I had to do it.
Crystal Beef Arnold Mammoth. God damn it. Anyway,
Oh.
just kind of walks into the room behind them. Greetings, I believe you've met Laugh-A-Mill. He's introduced himself. I was hoping to actually see if I could get your assistance in dealing with some of these creatures that
Who's he
basically...
talking to again? I'm sorry, I was watching fucking Mammoth.
I stopped at pancakes.
Oh my goodness. Anyway,
I apologize. I'm really sorry. It's really fucking funny though.
Dross comes in with Laugh-A-Mill trailing behind him. Well, everyone, this... Yes.
I'm just confused because we went backwards. Are we starting over again?
Yes, we're restarting the campaign all over
From
Yeah.
scratch.
Alright, everybody nuke your characters. We're going back. Simon has to suffer another crisis of self.
Dross cast Pillar of Flame on you.
Oh shit. This is actually a
No, I'm
bonfire.
really I'm straight confused because I don't...
Alright. So Dross has walked in. He's sort of introduces Laugh-A-Mill to you guys and explains sort of what's going on. He has a few minutes to talk to you guys. He's having a meeting with 5 other fairly important religious types, and they're going to attempt to set up a coalition to start dealing with some of the evils to the north in Red Larch and Ironford and just the general area.
If this meeting does not end with Deus Volt,
Deus
will
Vult.
be very disappointed because I feel like that's where this should go.
He sort of kind of just gives you a brief overview, and he introduces Laffamil to you guys and kind of says he called him in from a ways away and is hoping to well, Laffamil is looking for something and was hoping to procure your assistance afterwards, but for now he was going to ask Laffamil to come with you guys and sort of just watch over you guys and make sure nobody gets hurt, as he is aware that nobody in your party other than Reen is really a dedicated healer.
Yeah, we met Larry earlier. Wait, I thought that we were gonna... Hold on.
Excuse me, I thought you were calling me Jerry.
I don't know, I forget your name every 3 seconds. Anyways.
Everybody thinks it's a joke, but secretly Kane is starting to develop very bad Alzheimer's.
It's bad. It's getting real bad. And no.
Don't worry, guys. In like another level or two, maybe I'll have removed disease.
Kane in 5 years in a nursing
Trying
home.
to say.
Paladin dance, is that you?
Did you bring LaQuisha again?
I'm going to kill them damn people. Elroy, where are you? Sister's gonna beat our ass.
Let's do us, I'm sorry.
No, I thought that we were going to be a part of this meeting.
Yes, he's just kind of giving you the heads up of what's going on. Anyway, he explains the other 4 people there. There's Evim, the representative of Bahamut. Awent, the of Tempest. Selweir, the representative of Muradin, and Yigweir, the representative of Oril, which...
I'll remember the...
Please make that like the official title.
Elves and Aquin, or whatever they're called.
Yes, sure, why not? Awent, the of Tempest. It's an official title granted to the highest of autists found in Tempest.
If you don't remember it, you're immediately put to death.
I feel like that's pretty accurate for a god of battle.
It's much more accurate under the water.
Yeah.
It's easier to say. It really is.
Anyway, they've come with a few of their god's followers, and they're going to be aiding. Currently, there's about 50 in total in this not crusade.
I look concerned after hearing the names at Reed. You sure you want me to do the talking?
You can let me handle this if you prefer. It's up to you.
I mean, I can do it. I just have to remember that they're important.
I got this.
Well, why don't you
I think
both
you're right.
partake in the conversation?
I glare
His
at
earlier
you.
plan was that we both stay as quiet as possible, and that's feeling real good right now.
Well, I was just gonna have you along. I will be doing most of the speaking. I just would like your help if I miss any of the details, or there's something you remember that you probably should chip in on.
Yeah,
Okay,
no, that was
Misery,
the
great.
real plan.
Good job, Pro DM. Going to RP the whole session himself. Yes.
No, we're gonna gloss over it. If that's the way you guys want to roll it. But that he's basically waiting for your input. But yes, I'll do it all myself in 5 seconds. When I say you go into the room, you see these other people, I'll describe them, and then
They talk
move
a lot.
on. They talk a lot. He explains what's going in. You guys chip in and kind of clarify everything. They go, okay, we did it. And then you guys go off and go murder something.
there's nothing that I necessarily want out of this. So I don't mind just glossing over it. I'd want them to be aware, and I want them to know that.
I
Kane has a big
I'm
penis.
kind of want to bring during up the meeting, like mention the fact that Rhaegar has 2 souls, and we're in the middle of the holy area, and apparently Reen found him.
I mean, Kane doesn't know how many souls he has, but that hasn't come out yet. So.
And so we'll kind of, if you guys want to, we'll kind of speed through it so you don't have to
We can do that.
deal
If
with
you-
all
If
this.
you want to do that and then give us like a moment to just be like,
Yeah,
whatever wants
so-
to be said, like at the end, basically, like they do something and then.
Yeah, so I'll overline. Basically, he goes in there, he'll tell them, starting with the cults, he'll start with how he met you guys, and they were being deceived by cultists. Then he'll discuss about going to town and the subsequent cultist attacks and how they've basically gutted a town. And then
Did he know about the portal to the other realm?
yes, he slightly knew about it. He mentioned something about it. Then you guys continue to kind of explain more about it, and you see a few of them kind of hints of recognition of what you're talking about.
As they kind of do that, you mind if I ask a question?
Certainly,
You guys.
I
you
guess I
guys
should kind of describe a bit about them. So there's Avim. It's kind of a blonde-haired, sort of tall, muscly looking half-elf, wearing the ever-glorious silver plates of the Platinum Dragon. He just kind of stands there quietly and doesn't put in much, but when he does, it seems like fairly good questions. There's Iwent, who is a kind of a short, gruff-looking man, dark hair, scarred face. He is representing blah blah blah, blah of Tempest. He's a little bit more talkative. He's very charismatic and doesn't seem super bright. There's Selwyr of Muradin, gruff-looking, typical dwarf. You just look at him and you think stereotypes are bullshit. He's
Bullshit or accurate?
bullshit and accurate.
But
You, eh.
Are we just a party full of
Dave,
elves?
you've known him long enough. He's not a complete stereotype, but
Sorry, I totally completely just thought about
He actually is a big fan of Elvish poetry, which I helped him acquire.
that. Nice.
Yep.
Alright. So
And
okay. I thought you were done.
the last is Yigweir
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry.
of Oril. Is Oril an elfish god?
No, she's the bitch queen of the north, the god of frost, and hates like life and everything, and just wants to turn everything into a big ice ball.
Alright. So she's a...
person to be at this here.
Wow.
So Yigweir is...
Kill you bastards before I do.
I'll get them before you. And
Takes
then
a long
you'll
time to
also-
slowly freeze people to death.
Can't have anyone put their children.
So the awkward one out is just like this light, almost bluish-haired elf who just sits there with a stern look on her face, just not putting in much, but seemingly paying attention while being haughty at the same time towards the group.
Does
I mean, that's
Reen,
fair.
would Reen recognize most of the people around the state? Like, not the people, but the religions being represented?
Yes, I did not realize Oral was actually evil. Huh.
Yeah, she is.
So this is awkward.
I really appreciate.
Imagine
That-
the call out from Paladin
She just
in
wants
the
to
god
turn the
evil
world.
sense.
So So, like, what is this? We have the opposite of the god.
You have Tyr, Bahamut, Tempest, Muradin, and Oriel.
Sounds like the start of a bad
Wow.
joke, like they all walk into a bar.
I look at her and go, what the fuck are you doing?
She looks at you and it says the same thing about her. What the fuck am I doing here?
I'll freeze you all. Can I make
Trust-
that my new character? Like, just join the party as like someone who wants to create like.
Ross, did you have a stroke when you invited her, or like what happened?
He's like, no, she's actually a good person. She just has weird heritages.
Uh-huh.
She'll help. She's actually volunteered to help. I trust her.
That's right. I mean, who am I to judge, really? You know, I'm not even one of people of your order. Anyway, back to the question. You guys seem to recognize a little bit about this this portal that we were talking about. What?
It sounds as if you've found a crossing into the Shadowfell.
Oh,
Although it was not a complete crossing, I've heard stories of what lies between Shadowfell and in between. I hear it is a much more difficult area to get into and possibly a lot more dangerous just because the creatures there have been alone to empower themselves for such long periods of time. They do not seem to suffer from the effects of aging.
oh, that sounds bad.
Yes, but normally the cross between the realms would be impossible. But these cultists are doing things that tear at the fabric of nature.
Did we ever mention this shadow demon? And is that a thing you wanted to avoid? Can't remember.
That's not something
At
I'd
the
want to
moment,
avoid, no.
nobody has mentioned the shadow demon.
Alright.
We
Yeah, go ahead.
came into contact a couple of times. An entity that seemed to be made out of shadow that seemed to be calling the shots.
It also, wherever it appears that those portals are. I don't know if they're connected or just coincidence.
Alright. So you explained to them about the shadow demon. You also sort of explained how it was sort of pulling some of the strings inside of the barracks in Ironford, or the fort. And you just see some confusion. Dross kind of squints his eyes and goes, I should have talked more with you about that incident of what happened in there. I'm sorry I left too quickly.
But it was understandable. The circumstances were not good. There were people that needed help, and tempers definitely were interesting.
And so, continuing from there, they talk about the keep and the prisoners they had discovered, sort of like the plots. He kind of talks about some of the refugees, and some of them chip in. Some of the ones who are prisoner kind of give a few heads up of what was going on while they were imprisoned, and what the cultists were trying to do, and then the sudden silence as they were invaded by a foreign force. At first, they believed it was you guys attacking them is when it went quiet, but when they discussed the dates and everything aligned, it was probably about that time the Shadow Demon took over. So you guys gloss new information. Well, they do from that whole incident.
I don't think we necessarily... I mean, we knew the Shadow Demon took over, we just didn't know that it had been there for any period of time.
Yeah, so between you and the prisoners there, they can kind of correlate when the visits stop happening. between their jailers and Shadow Guard, or the Shadow Invasion, and your arrival to rescue him.
I ever got
Then-
anything interesting about that?
Then he gets onto a lich who was in the tower. He explains how it was there, and it was accidentally released during your combat with the cultist there. And he intentionally kind of misses out on some information.
Yeah.
Uh,
I've looked at Reen. Doug. Right. We've heard some word that the Lich is still in that area, but we're not entirely certain where.
yeah.
He said something about wanting to take out Lich in competition with him. Somebody that wronged him in the past.
Just an idle curiosity at this point. Has at any point you guys mentioned the existence of Nathan's character?
No,
Oh.
Nope.
Okay. Just making sure.
he didn't want to be here. He doesn't need to be mentioned.
I appreciate that. Really don't want paladins knocking on my door.
You mean the Gestapo?
Well, you've got a priest on your side at the very least.
Did
Yeah,
he,
but you know what? I think I'm changing my god to...
did he
oh.
misunderstand what happened, or is he actually covering for me?
He's covering for you guys.
I appreciate that. I am...
Okay, yeah, that's what I was curious, because I would guarantee that if they were talking about this other person that was with them, I'd be like, hey, so why isn't that guy here? That would be my character.
Yeah,
No,
so
but
he's
being
definitely
mentioned.
covering. He's covering for you guys. He just makes it sound like the Lich was released in the whole accident. Johnny's not here to explain anything about it or mention
Insight
anything
check.
about the idols.
And the Lynch being released by accident.
Make
Who
an
are you
insight check.
Who are
Drost.
you inserting? Yeah, I was gonna say.
Drost, who is doing the talking.
I was gonna say we also did some talking afterwards.
Atros is pretty high level paladin. Good luck.
He's
well-
a high-level priest.
Or priest.
Yeah, but I mean, you never know.
It's true. I've rolled ones.
Well, I mean, at the same time, unless he has, because that would be a deception, I would imagine. Like, I don't know if that's really a priestly skill of a god of tier, but hey, sure, why not?
Let's be
It's
honest.
not. It's not as he doesn't specifically lie or anything. He just leaves it to people's imagination of how
'Cause
he
it was
got out.
kind of on accident.
Yeah, well, I mean, I
Only
kind of
one
figure,
person it wasn't on accident.
like, here's where I'm going. I'm going, okay, during this thing, like, when the Lich gets released, like, I'm pretty sure some people are like, how did that happen? And, like, I assume he's trying to cover some sort of, like, cover story, like, I don't know what, and then I
Oh
might
my
go,
God.
"Ooh," just...
So, from what you glean from that, Dave, is you kind of glean that he's leaving out the full story of how the
Okay,
Lich got out.
That's fine. I'm not gonna say anything, but hey, I just wanted to scream out insight
okay.
check.
I'm just surprised that you didn't incite the other stuff. We don't know where the fuck the Lich is part.
So, from that point, he kind of explains from there his journey here, and then he kind of will then proceed to talk about some of the things you guys have mentioned earlier. He reports about the tournament that is supposedly being held in the abandoned city of Ironford, right in the middle.
Wait, what tournament? I missed all of
There
that.
The
appears to be a
clown.
large tournament gathering at a circus
Just remember
What?
the
in the
clown.
center of Ironford.
Right.
You don't remember the tent that we tried to burn down?
He wasn't.
I
I,
don't care.
I
he
wasn't-
here for
I-
any
I
of
No,
it.
he
not
was
a-
there.
No,
Yeah,
he
you're
was there.
the reason why we tried to burn it down, Dave.
Yeah.
You and me tried to
Different.
burn the thing down.
It was a different
I-
character,
I think
though.
you were very
Yeah.
drunk though.
Yeah.
I have no recollection at all of ever doing any of this. No,
Wonderful.
I'm dead serious. Like, it might have happened, like... that might be the last time I think I played. Like, I